Hi, my name is Beth Hadley here for BoardGameGeek, and I'm here with Nikki Potiez.
Hi.
Today for this half hour, representing Hachette, and also we are going to be demoing the first game of probably 4, but for different purposes. This first one is Quetzal. I'm saying that with a question mark in the hopes that you will confirm that I am pronouncing that correctly.
Quetzal.
Quetzal,
the city of sacred birds.
Yes, which is a real bird. I might have looked that up on Wikipedia before we started.
Okay.
But in terms of the game, take us through what we're trying to accomplish in the game.
Okay. So in this game, we are explorers. And we have 5 days to look at this island and collect artifacts. The artifacts are all these cards that are placed on the board. And your 5-day counter is this cute little airplane that flies across. So right now we're on day 1. I have set up for all the players. So this will be the start player here, and the money changes as you go further down for the players. This is the score track on the side, and up here is a where you learn more information. You gain knowledge, and you will get at certain points along this track a coin or victory points or some special tokens over here. And it goes all the way up to 12. So the game will end after 5 rounds, and that is it. So that's a quick overview of that. And then the game board has all these lovely spaces on them, and you will be placing your archaeologists and adventurers on these different places to activate actions. The reason why there's specific between an archaeologist and an adventurer is the fun part of this game is you are at the beginning of the round, everybody simultaneously will be rolling their meeples. Their meeples have an archaeologist side and on the other side an adventurer side. So on a turn you will roll your meeples, and depending upon the way they land determines what they are, an archaeologist for that day or an adventurer for that day.
That's cute.
So it looks like I have 2 archaeologists. I have 1 adventurer. Now all these other meeples that are on their sides are all going to be, these 3 actually, are all going to be wilds. I should point out that you have a team leader, which kind of looks like your little team player board. So everybody has a team leader. A team leader is always wild, but you roll them because if any meeple lands on its feet, it is a wild, and you gain a coin for that. Coins are good. So in what I rolled, my team leader did not end up on his feet, so I don't get a coin for him, but I do have 1 guy that did end up on his feet, so I take 1 coin. And then I've got 2 other ones, so I have 3 wilds, and I got a coin out of that. So as everybody does this, then we'll go with the start player, and they will start placing around the board where they want to activate locations. All the meeples that are white are going to be the archaeologists. All the meeples that are on the black side are going to be the adventurers, and those are the only type of meeple you can place in those locations. If you've got 2 colors, then it's up to you whether you want to place an archaeologist or an adventurer in those to activate those locations. Some of the locations have little coins next to them. That is how much you are going to have to pay to go in that location. So for instance, this is numbered 1 to 5. If you pick the top with your archaeologist, you're going to pay 5 coins for the privilege of being able to draw 2 cards from the whole display before anybody else. So it starts to get the last spot, you only have to pay 1 coin, and you can put either an adventurer or an archaeologist down, but you're going to only be able to draw 1 card, and that'll be 1 card from what's left if other people had gone there before you. The bottom here with the little plus symbol, these are actually bidding locations. So what happens there is you can either put one of the types down, and another player, if they decide they really wanted those cards, can come in and outbid you. Now they'll have to follow the suit that you chose. So if you put a whole bunch of adventurers down, they're going to have to beat you with adventurers, at least 1 more than you. And you will get, sometimes you will get the 2 cards always, and then some of them will either give you a victory point or they'll give you some knowledge on that top track. And that goes for this as well. This one actually is called a black market. So once you start collecting your artifacts, you might have money trouble. And what you do to help that situation is you go to the black market like any adventurer does and sell some of your cards to get some coins. You have to give up a artifact and you will get 7 coins for that. But this is also a bidding position as well, so you will be competing with other people if they want to get into that thing too. And then there are some locations that are green. There's the base camp and the docks right here. And those are, any players can go there. They have to pay on the docks. They'll have to pay 2 coins to go there, but they will be able to deliver 3 of their artifacts, and preferably a set. A set of artifacts is 3, the most. But you could, if you wanted to, just give 1 or 2. The artifacts cards cycle up. So if you can deliver 3 of these sculptures, you will get 8 points for that. If you can deliver 3 of these clubs, I think they're called. Weapons of some sort. You will get 5 points. But then you see also if you only deliver 1 of the sculpture, you're only going to get 2 points. Some of the cards have some extra bonuses attached to them. So when you deliver this, hopefully in a set of 3, not only will you get the 5 points, but you will also get a coin for having delivered that. Not all of the artifacts have an extra bonus in the corner, but some of them do, so it kind of sweetens the deal on what you are trying to collect. The prime position that you want to be in when you have sets to deliver is going to one of these 2 boat positions. Again, it's a bidding position, and you will be able to deliver 6 cards in that location, and you don't have to pay for the privilege of delivering your artifacts like you do at the dock house. And then there are some, let's make the game more interesting. This is a spot here where you pay, you put your adventure. If you win, you can take the token and you add it to your adventurer board, and that is now an active for you, which means you will be able to get a 1 extra card blind from the blind deck of all of the artifacts, and at the end of the game you will get 2 additional points for that. I pulled out some other cards just to show the other tokens. Some of them will have a little a little red X on them. That means it's an immediate action. So if you claim this one, you're going to get 2 coins. You're going to go up on the knowledge track, and at the end of the game, you will get 1 point for it, but it will not go onto your board here. It will go onto the other side of your board as an inactive. So even the X's, even though they don't affect you in later turns, you're still going to get some points out of them at the end of the game. So that is the whole entire board and all its parts.
And as you said at the beginning, after 5 rounds, and for the most part, you're trying to translate these artifacts into points of some kind, and then I'm guessing most points wins.
That is correct. We do have some extra at the top here. I can't quite reach them. Not a big deal. These are going to scale down the board for less players. So you would take out one of these boats. Won't be available if you're playing with a smaller group. And there's actually a variant up at the top for a solo version of the game as well. So I know people are very interested in the solo plays these days. So I wanted to point out that exists.
So let's talk about, I'm not sure if you had mentioned when you started how many players?
We can go up to 5. And the game is
so
about
1 to 5.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes per player.
Yeah, so
there's, sorry.
I was going to say still 75 minutes for a 5-player game is certainly not
right.
super long.
No.
And let's talk about release dates. If you happen to know if there is any difference between EU versus US, if you happen to know.
I believe EU is a little bit earlier, but we in the US, because we're Hachette board games, we are trying to get we're localizing these games for the US. So our release date for Quetzal is going to be in mid-December. So that's the US date.
Excellent. So people have not a long time to wait if they want to go exploring in the jungle for artifacts.
Correct.
And beautiful birds.
And all kinds of stuff. The art on this is really cool. I love the rolling of the meeples. It's a lot of fun to figure out your team for the day. So you'll be rolling these 5 times. There are some locations that if you don't like your roll, if there's any meeples that you haven't placed yet, you can place 1 meeple there and then re-roll, and hopefully you'll get a combination that works better for you or what you're trying to collect.
There was a great comment earlier in the chat when you were describing rolling of the meeples that there's always 2 meeples inside us all.
There is. We're multifaceted. We might even have more than 2. But
I like the very oblique reference to a movie that I shall not name of the dual nature of archaeologist versus adventurer.
Yes.
That was. Yes, yeah. But that was, I'm sure someone at some point when playing this game will be like, it belongs in a museum.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm going to take it to the black market because I need money.
Because I need money and because wandering around the jungle is fun.
That's right.
Well, Nikki, thanks for giving us a quick tour of Quetzal, which someone in the chat also handily pointed out to me. It rhymes with pretzel. So
there you go.
That really helped. And last question before I let you go on this game, is this going to be distributed via U.S. distributors down to flags, or are you guys doing something more centralized like Amazon or U.S. website?
We distribute down to stores. So if any stores want to contact us, please do. We're happy to get the games to the brick and mortar stores and anywhere else.